Get your bad walls out of the way.
Yeah, although I don't think that would technically work.
So, I just realized I'm sitting on 37,000 kobold marks. that would be cruel. What if I just, spent all of them back to back to back to make an entire stream be nothing but ASMR voice?
Yeah, I'm removing that one.
What is ASMR voice?
It's the close, soft, gentle, but very clear way of speaking.
The exact opposite of Timbo Dawn Jingle Muscle Von Glorious book.
It would be greatly preferred if you were to keep a more humble demeanor.
If the Empress wanted me to be humble, she would have issued me with it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream.
See? ASMR.
We're gonna get nice and moist in here tonight.
I automatically, for some reason, want to take a shovel to the face.
By the Empress, I will say that I, Timbo Dawn Jingle Muscle Von Glorious book. I can't do that without laughing.
Unfortunately, you just are not capable of the particular level that is required, Timber. But that is alright, because the rest of us can manage it for you.
Is that a challenge?
It is a truth.
I, Timbo Dawn Jingle Muscle Von Glorious book. Accept the challenge.
Timber, roll willpower to see if you can keep from shouting out. Well, wisdom saving.
Moist. Moist. Moist.
My God, he did it.
Moist.
I'm not going to survive to the end of the stream.
For you?
Can you imagine
Was that good
when
for
Timbo
you,
goes into the
Tanya?
bathroom and he yells like this?
Did it make you shiver?
You were gonna say if it made me moist. You had an opportunity there.
No, I would
Jeff
not
refused
have
to
said
join
that.
it.
Well, you know what they say.
You,
Moist
you,
paladin smell.
you see, I
Shake,
have these
shake,
big ol'
shake, shake, shake.
I have this big old gaming headset. So when he talks like that, I actually feel it like it's right next to me.
Well, I normally don't speak directly into the microphone, like you are meant to do with a microphone, except when I am doing this particular kind of style of speaking.
Or it's his character riding from your backpack in the middle of munching on another ration.
Wait, are you working towards that 500 words for the essay? This particular kind of style of speaking.
No. You see, I am a four-legged creature. I lack the ability to hold a pen to write with.
Technically you can put it in your mouth and use it to write, but only if you know how to write.
Not properly enough for others to be able to read it. It would come out as nothing more than chicken scratch.
If the Empress wanted me to know how to write, she would have taught me how to. I am not a scribe.
Well, there's my
Ha
automatic.
ha 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 ha.
Now, hello and welcome everyone to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you all so much for joining. I will go ahead and turn it over now to Rosalia for the recap.
Why me? So, we were fixing to come here, and we came here, and we got here, and here we are. So we're stuck on an island. We're stuck on an island. None of the ships will take us off of the island because Timber and Zim, excuse me, Shiro. Timber and Shiro like to break things. So we picked up an odd job, and that odd job currently has us at a mine full of angry automatons that have gone just a little bit haywire. And we left the last session as we came to the boss room.
I suppose I really should move us over to the combat music. Do you have anything to add to the recap, Timber?
Yeah, well, I'm Morton's now.
I thought that ended.
I think we're still Morton's. Am I still Morton?
We are still Martens.
That means I'm
Toshime,
small.
thank you very much for that wonderful donation. It will help greatly with our defensive systems being online.
Well,
Timber, you had the chance to not remind him of that.
But that,
I already
don't you know, Wolven? Don't you know, Wolven are required to always speak the truth, even if it means no death?
It's about to. It's about to mean your death. You keep telling him on me.
It's okay. You forgot one thing. If Mortons can jump, now Mortons can really jump because you put Wolven legs on a Morton body!
You don't have wolven legs. You have Martin legs. Because it's a Martin body. And Martin legs are part of a Martin body.
Wolven isn't me.
Jeez, Jaffer, starting out harsh, aren't ya?
Already small. You realize small plus crit could equal splat.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah, I should
Chim,
probably-
it's all on you.
As Timber has gotten close to the machine, the cavern started to shake. Things started to move. Steam rose from pipes and vents, and rocks crumbled from the pillar. At first, one giant mechanical arm came out, and then another. And then the crystal in the center, parts of stone started to crack away to reveal what looked like an upper chest which the crystal sat in, and a head right above it. This machine looks to you. It's not yet completed, but it moves, and, well, it would be initiative. Which, do you guys roll, or do I hit the initiative button?
Roll.
Well, we clearly have not gotten all our bad rolls out. Or just giving it all to Timber.
This is what I get for not doing my warm-up rolls first. I forgot.
You forgot to stretch.
You're not used to the Martin body. You went to grab your darts and didn't know where they were.
I'm preoccupied with thinking up ways to kill Shiro.
How would you want? Never mind.
That is.
I'm
That is
I don't know,
very
who is it
mean.
that cast-
Shiro has
Who was it
done
to cast the
nothing.
wild magic?
I am just waiting for Sim's initiative, but it looks like Timber will be going first.
I'm going last. Why? I'm
Feel
dead
my
center.
pain.
I'm dead center and going last. This is gonna hurt.
So, because I don't have actual pictures, the L and R are the giant arms and hands. They are heavily plated mechanical limbs that reach pretty far out. Right now they're about halfway extended. They could look like they could easily pick up Timber when he's not a small Martin. At this size, they dwarf all of you. And the center C is the head and crystal combo.
So what
the
you're saying is
left and
we
right
have
are
an
attached.
we have an advantage here because it's going to be harder for it to hit us.
So, this thing, you said it's partially assembled, like doesn't have legs?
It does not. It looks like it's currently built into the stone, and anything else is kind of hidden by the stone.
Okay, so it's not possible to get behind it because there is no behind.
As far as you can tell. And because of the the donation, as this thing comes to life, there's 4 little areas that look like steam vents that open up with a hiss, and then out of it comes 4 little mechanical turrets that look like they have some kind of gun attached to them, and they point to random players that are nearby.
Great, we
So
woke up
you
the
fucked
security
us
system.
over with the donation goal.
I gave you a boat for one. this one helps the boss.
Would I recognize what a gun looks like?
Reeves has given everyone basic knowledge via his magic, so unless you would have never seen one yourself, you should.
Timbo recalls that that something like this was pointed at him once. Because the pilot. He assumes it's a weapon.
Though the combat does start with you, Timber, unless you guys have any other questions about what it might look like.
What the arms are heavily plated, and they're coming from C.
Yeah, they're coming out of C. The hands themselves are the LNR.
Okay. Let's see. Is the gnome guy still with us?
Him with the two players who are not here, they are kind of in the hallway to the south. Like, no, you can handle that. Have fun.
Alrighty. Temple looks back at his party, and then back at the foe. He looks at Wazilia and gives a sage nod. Aim for its face. I'm going to distract it for the Empress! Yeah! And then Temple charges that outright. And he is going to attack it with his longsword.
You're sounding a little muffled there, Timber.
Oh, yeah?
Helmet's
about
too
that.
big for his head.
His helmet's too big. Actions. Combat track all. Right arm? Yeah.
As you swing, you manage to hit this giant mechanical arm. It's really hard to miss this thing.
Tempo is going to, he's going to do that. And then his bonus action, he's going to cast a spell. But first I'll do damage. So I arm, right?
The right arm, yeah.
Quick question. How many key points do I have to work with at level 3?
I do not know off the top of my head.
Tempo will pull out one of his scrolls, he'll lick it to it, and then he'll stick it to himself, and basically Shield of Faith plus 2 AC.
Alright, and as your longsword strikes the metal, it chips it, but this is large, heavy plates. It doesn't damage it as much as you think it should. Despite the strength, there's not as much damage done.
Alright, so first things first on my turn. Switching my psychic focus over to Mastery of Fire. And I need the right arm to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty. It got an 8.
Then it takes that plus Looks like 6 point... Well, no. Probably 2 points of fire damage. So a total of 30 fire damage. As I just make it combust in fire.
The right arm, you said?
Yes. It is also on fire and taking 1d6 fire damage at the end of each of its turns until my concentration ends. Or until a creature adjacent to it extinguishes the flames with an action.
The arm, as it can burst into flames, you hear and see parts of it pop and crack. It looks like it's starting to be destroyed from the inside, and it is barely moving, shaken with each movement it tries to make. Anything else for your turn?
That will be all for my turn.
The left arm, as Timber has finished his attack on the right, slams over after making a fist and attempts to just slam right into him, which would... With the auto crit, would it just auto, hit regardless?
Yep.
Alright. So that means this giant fist is going to be slamming into you, Timber, and it is going to deal 8
We draw a card for crits.
Oh, I didn't know if you did that for auto.
Yep.
People
Okay.
do it for the flavor.
It's
Damage?
only a setback. What type of attack is it?
I'm
Melee.
assuming bludgeoning.
Yeah,
Type-
melee
okay,
bludgeoning. Sorry.
Winded.
Damage?
You suffer 1 level of exhaustion and take normal damage.
Okay, so normal damage, but Timbo got gutted.
He just got fisted in the chest so hard that it completely knocked the wind out of him.
It wasn't just the chest. You're so small, this giant fist just hit the entirety of your form. And you
Why
go
don't you-
All
train
of
whistle.
Timbo.
Why do we hear a train whistle?
you sprawl across the floor, wind knocked out of you as you take 4 damage. With that, the arm seems to just raise back up as if getting ready to attack again.
For the record,
You just hear the tiniest little yip.
For the record, you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Which means attacks.
No. Attack
Oh, just
rolls
ability
are
check?
considered different, yeah.
Okay.
3 levels of exhaustion, and yeah, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. But basically, any skill check, any straight up ability checks, etc., those have disadvantage until after a long rest.
Timbo's just all like,
Right, so it's my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so I just see basically Timber get fisted by that left hand, and I'm going to throw a chaos bolt at it.
The last time you did that, bad things happened.
It's not my fault. It's the magic wants to be released.
This time, as the magic swirls around you, there's a moment of hesitation before it flies out and hits this thing dead on.
Just wait until he rolls a 1 when casting that, and I get to draw one of the magical crit fumble cards. And
Okay.
there is one of those cards in there that causes you to summon an elemental of a type close to the spell that you're casting, and it is hostile only towards you.
So that's just gonna do fire damage.
All right. It hits the machine and it kind of superheats the metal. You see parts of it almost melting away as the arm takes damage. It's still fairly well off, but it is partly broken.
And I'm gonna move a little bit. Can I like move underneath this gun so that it has a harder angle at shooting me?
They are kind of on the wall, so it's like on almost a 360 ball axis. It can just look down at you from its current position.
Best option is try to be away from it.
Okay, I'll just stick to the middle then. All right. That ends my turn.
Alright. My map did a funky. I'm going to... Okay, how far out does it look like the arms can reach?
It looks like they can reach about 20 feet out.
20. So right about here would still be safe from him?
Yes.
Alright, so I position myself to the middle of the room, ready a dart, and I aim it at the core, specifically aiming for the crystal.
Go ahead and attack. Your dart flies, and the crystal has this kind of cage around it. Though, with your skill, you just barely manage to get your dart through the holes in that cage to hit the crystal itself.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs!
Alright. And that's
Like,
actually
my
all that I'm
hamster
going to do on my turn. Is there any way that I would be able to position myself like over or around Shiro?
You're both the same size right now, so I'm...
Fair enough.
From a marten pile.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting.
It won't know which of you it will attack. You're all just fur.
Okay, now, is it possible to mount him?
What?
No, because he's the same size as you.
Damn. Well, that's all that I can do on this turn then. Where's the button? There's the button.
Well, this
Someone
is an
just needs to make
critical miss from this arm from Jaffer's influence. This would also be bludgeoning in this case.
All right. Took it out of you. Your next 2 damage deal minimum damage.
And it just misses on a...
Yeah.
Okay.
So this arm, it's on the spritz. It reaches up and tries to go for you, Timber, but as it does, due to you being prone on the ground and it is almost destroyed, it just punches the ground. You can almost see plates of armor fall, gizmos break inside of it as it just kind of jitters there for a bit.
It does take 3 more points of damage.
And that will take it out as the fire spreads in it and more parts of it pop and creak and one section of it just explodes and the arm, the joint that was connecting it, just breaks and falls to the ground with a loud thud. Meanwhile, the core itself, well, it did have actions. In this case, you see it glow, and one of the turrets, there is a little gem in it. It's the one to its left, and that gem starts to glow, and it looks like it might be empowered from the core itself. Which, it's now all the turrets' turns. The first turret is on the bottom right. It is going to be shooting for Shiro, who is the closest. And as it does, you hear steam release, and right by you, Rosalia, missed completely. It hits the ground, and a chunk of rock comes up. The next one, I
Oh, yeah,
hit
accidentally
that
skipped
twice.
one.
I'll just roll twice. The next one is on the bottom left, and this one's going to be shooting for Zim Shiro, though this one also misses. It's much closer as the steam shoots out, and this bullet lodges into the rock by you, sending some skittering to your feet. The one after that is the empowered one to the left of the core. This one also misses horribly as it tries to aim for Timber. You are all just
ricochets
so
off Timber.
small.
Something tells me that these turrets need some
They're
calibration.
designed for shooting people, not animals.
Timber is still prone on the ground. He hasn't gotten up yet. It's half hidden by the giant mechanical arm on the ground, and you just hear a cling and the bullet whizzes somewhere else in the room.
It's targeting metal, but Tempo's hiding in a pile of metal.
I have a crit fail.
Oh, well then, never mind. See, I was going to say if that one's aimed at me, I would like to declare deflect missiles and make no attempt to dodge, but that works too!
Piercing ranged, cramp. You take a 1d4 penalty to your next attack roll.
A
Blew a
gizmo.
hose.
Like a gear stops turning as this thing jams up, and I'm just going to roll to see its. Okay, I know it's penalty, and with that we go back to the top. Timber, it's your turn. A bullet just bounced off the arm that fell next to you.
Timbo, assuming he's still prone, will stand up, spending half of his movement. And, well, Timbo's used to stuff coming at him. Because if it wasn't, something would be wrong. This is perfectly normal. Timbo is going to attack L, the left arm, with his longsword.
Alrighty.
Well, okay.
Timbo's mad, so he jumps up and he just freaking
Tasmanian devil.
he just
Okay.
he uses his
Considering-
woven powered legs.
Considering our level, I am going to be skipping the life-threatening level of these cards
Okay.
for both sides.
CC.
For an example, life-threatening is often quadruple damage. Alright, so setback difficulty. This would be slashing. Yes.
Yes, slashing.
Slashed shoulder, maximum damage. Now, for this, first off, you gotta roll again to clear the crit. So roll another
Okay.
attack. Now, in the upper right corner, you'll see a button that has a plus / minus. Click that, and then click max for damage. And then roll your damage. And
well-
we'll in the upper right corner,
Right. Cool.
a plus/minus button underneath the combat tracker.
Oh, combat tracker. Okay. Plus, minus.
When you hover over it, it says modifiers.
The orbital.
Not in the combat tracker.
Oh. What?
Under the button for combat tracker.
Oh, plus, minus. Okay. Yeah. Just max damage?
Yeah, click max and then roll your damage.
Okay, sweet. Wait. Ah, fuck. How do I let go of dice? I don't want that.
If you grab too many dice, which I don't know why you would have, you just...
No, I accidentally grabbed the 20.
Okay, drop it anywhere then?
Yeah.
There you go.
You
Temple will
lift,
strike that.
you heft your sword up and slice down, and where before you only left a small scratch, this time it dug into part of the plating that seemed to be weakened by the fire, and sliced through some of the inner gears, and while the arm is still moving, you see the damage being done to it. Some of its fingers are twitching.
Would Temple Smite be considered max damage?
It would. Though generally you need to announce that you're doing smite sooner.
Yeah. I won't smite it. I'm saving it for the call. Next.
Yay! Well, seeing as how that one is, the first one's down, I will do... I'm gonna do combustion on the core. Level 3.
It managed to save.
Alright, in that case, it only takes half. Should automatically only apply half.
That it did.
And it is not caught on fire.
You see the crystal and first you see the crystal start to glow in the light of the flames, and then the metal around it, steam rises from it, gears start to pop, and it kind of gets loose. The head above it, fire rises from the mouth, and so does steam as the core of this machine is heated by your flames. In retaliation, the left arm does not go for Timber, but instead it raises up and punches into the ceiling, causing it to quake and rocks to fall. Could everyone make a reflex save?
Dungeon Master? Question.
Yes? Yeah.
It leaves Timbor's 5 foot from Timbor to go to the ceiling, correct?
Yes.
So that would mean an opportunity attack.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's a dexterity save. I thought that he had 19 on the attack opportunity.
I thought the same thing.
Well, would
Oh, come on. That slid on 17 right up until the last second.
Would Timbor's ability channel guided strike be considered something he could do on opportunity attack? It gives Timbor plus 10 to hit.
Okay,
Dice
what
do
is
not like
it?
me today.
Yeah, it says channel divinity.
You would not be able
He
to
can only
use
use it
that.
once. Okay.
On opportunity
Just regular attack,
attacks, you cannot use spells and such unless you have the Warcaster feat.
Alright, that's just all I needed to know.
Yep.
Regular opportunity attack.
The arm is slow and clunky. Despite you stumbling as you go to swing your blade, you do manage to hit it.
Oh, for almost maximum damage.
Though just like before, as you hit it, the damage to it is not as severe as it would have been as if to flesh and blood. And it rises up, hitting the ceiling. Could you make your reflex save?
Yep. Dex save. With my legendary +1 to dex. Because paladins are so good at dexterity.
Well, you
I'm
were.
sorry, if Temple's beating you in dexterity, you have something wrong.
Well,
I'm
to be
flustered
fair,
because the dice hate me, and I'm tiny.
to be fair, everyone's the same size right now, so
As the rocks fall from the ceiling, everyone manages to dodge the majority of it except for Rosalia. So Rosalia would take full damage from this.
Ooh.
And it is 9 damage.
Oh,
So
that's
everyone
only
else will
half my
take
health bar.
5.
Badonk.
alright, so we almost got squashed by rocks. I threw out a little bit
Just
more
like
chaos
at
at that
home.
hand. Whoop, 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 whoop.
You throw the Chaos Orb, but as you do, you're kind of off balanced by the rocks and rubble that now are around you, missing it and slinging your magic to the rocks above it. Though, sadly, they do not damage the hand as much as they did you.
Darn it. That's a turn.
All right, I'm just going. Screw this. To hell with all of it. 5, 10, 15, 20. I am attacking the core directly.
So earlier the core had a whole bunch of plate in. When the one arm was destroyed, some of it fell off, revealing part of the gem, making it easier to hit. I took off AC, so just letting you know
That weak
how
spot
it
is
looks.
where I'm aiming then. But... Alright, now give me just a moment. I gotta double check a thing. Alright. I'm making an unarmed strike against the core.
With the armor plating down, you manage to hit it, but only barely. You're very close to the armored section of it.
So is that reduced damage or normal damage?
Normal damage because the armor plating was taken off.
And I'm aware that I just switched over to dying, but at this point, Rose is pretty freaking infuriated that she almost got squished by a giant rock. I'm using one key point for Flurry of Blows, and I'm going to keep beating it.
All right.
Wait, why did that say advantage? What did I... Oh, because it's dying. So...
Yeah?
That's one crit. And 20.
Wanna draw crits in? Guys, we're not even an hour in. Can you stop critting?
No! It tried to squish me! It's going to die!
Everyone just got mad that it quitted Timbo and knocked the wind out of him. That's
my
what it
first
gets
time-
for hitting the puppy.
This is my first time getting a crit, so do I just double the dice?
No,
First
we-
off,
we-
you've got
we do
to
cold.
clear the attack, which you did do with that other unarmed attack. But if it's already unconscious, then we really don't need a crit card or anything.
Okay, I was just gonna do it for fun. So double damage.
I mean, damage doesn't really matter here.
I need to
It
know.
does for my reasons, GM
Oh.
reasons.
And the second one. There, that. And does that end my turn, or do I still have movement?
You move 20 feet, I believe, so you do have 10 points of movement. As you do, you destroy the core completely. The crystal shatters. As you did the first punch, part of it started to glow, and it looked like it was about to do something to resurge, to heal itself. But you kept wailing on it, and now the entire thing is destroyed. Whatever it was about to do is stopped, and the arm goes dead as well. Though, not the turrets.
I'm using my remaining move actions. It said 10 feet as I had left.
Yes.
Alright, and that's wait, 12 plus 10, that's 30.
Oh, I didn't know how much move speed you had.
Monk has
You've
40
moved.
at that level.
Then you have 20 more.
Oh. Well, then I'm actually just going to move right back to where I started. Not all the way. It mocked me.
The turrets, which are still up only because of the donation, try their best to attack. This one is going to go for Shiro again. And this time it manages a hit as the small bullet goes and hits you for 5 damage as it is shot out with a punch of steam.
Ow.
The second turret is going to go for the Zimshiro again. It tried to recalibrate, and instead of missing massively to the right, it misses massively to the left. For a moment, Shiro, you almost thought it was shooting for you as the bullet whizzes by.
Why do these turrets hate me?
This turret goes for Timber again, and this time, I'm just double checking. It does not manage to hit.
Bounce.
It bounces off your armor, your very condensed armor due to its much smaller size. And this one, despite you moved exactly where you were before, Rosalia, and because of its broken gear, it had the exact same trajectory. The bullet whizzing by you yet again, hitting in the same exact spot where it did just moments before.
Okay, so how far up are these from the ground?
They're about 10 feet from the ground, give or take.
Timbo looks at his longsword, and then looks up because he's shorter.
You are
guys.
borderline tiny in this form, but you would have a climbing speed.
Oh, Timbo does have a climbing speed?
I mean, I would just say that you being a marten now would mean that you get the climbing speed of a marten.
Ooh.
I will allow that because this battle was made for normal-sized people and not tiny little things.
To be fair, Timble's not really a big fan of ranged combat, so he will climb and hatefully engage in glorious melee combat. With his
You would get
sword.
you get advantage on this.
So that's the plus and minus one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Advantage down in the bottom left. You see ADVDIS.
Oh, I see that. Okay, thank you. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. See, actions, longsword. Which taunt is that?
That one is, let me double check.
You
Turret
can-
number 7.
You can also just drop it directly onto the turret on the map.
You manage to hit, and these things are so small and frail that your sword slices through one of the important hoses, and then the small, almost stick-like spring system that is keeping it centered, completely destroying its ability to move and use its bullets.
To the hamlet.
Timble he's just hanging there smacking it because he doesn't know what it is. Alright, and return. Just angrily hitting it with his long sword.
We'll come
his
over.
short sword.
We'll come over there 10 minutes later. He'll be beating what's left of it with its own barrel.
Oh, right. I'm just gonna go with this. Does it succeed or fail?
It failed.
Yay! Shiro's not even looking at it. He just kind of throws out a mental attack at it.
It's just as frail as the other ones, and you completely destroy this thing as the gizmo controlling
Mind
it
crush.
just breaks.
Why are these turrets still active if we destroyed the machine that was supposed to control these machines?
Because the
Security system.
Patriots.
If it's a security system, it's probably standalone.
So, probably currently limping on 3 limbs because of how hurt I am. And I'm going to try and cover the gun with frost to, I don't know, freeze up whatever it's controlling it. So,
It's saved.
damn it. Alright, I'm going to limp my way a little bit away.
Do you just do no damage to it if it saves
I
for
just
this
do no
particular
damage
spell?
to it.
Okay.
Alright, the bottom right one is the one that's been targeting Shiro, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna fire a dart at that. Double checking range. 5, 10. Yep, okay. It's just barely within my. I think it's 30 is my nominal range. Oh, is that the 17 or 9 that's the bottom right corner? 17.
You can also apparently drop it on the token itself, which I did not know.
Oh. I should stop. I just dropped the dice and was using up my ammunition. Oh, screw you.
You turn around to throw your dart, and as you do, you go to step, and you step into where the other turret shot 2 bullets, and it's a tiny little ditch now, barely stumbling forward and causing your dart to hit right under the other turret.
Would have been nothing but a pothole if I was my normal size.
That turret now looks towards you, and it shoots out a blast, actually managing to hit. They're doing something, and it
Right,
rolled max damage.
Before you roll damage,
No.
I have deflect missiles.
How does that work?
Starting at 3rd level, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand, and you have at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack 20 to 60 feet with the weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction. You make this attack with proficiency, regardless of your weapon proficiencies, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack.
Okay, I'm glad I did roll damage. Its damage is only 6, though.
Alright, so it's 1d10, so I'm going to roll that first.
So basically, if you get higher than 6.
Timber? I will shank you. And
Well, you'd have to get past my armor class 4.
plus dex plus monk. Alright, dex is 4, monk is 2. So that's 6 right out of the gate. So I still got 7, unless you're counting that as a crit fail.
No, it's not a crit fail. It's an ability.
So I did reduce it to 0, and I will be spending the key point to return to sender.
Please do. You said 20 to 60 feet, so 60 feet disadvantage, or?
Yeah, at 60 it's disadvantage. So 5, 10, 15, 20. It's diagonal, so it's up to you. It's right at the edge of 20.
A diagonal doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what
No,
I'm saying.
she's-
But its corner
She's
is
to the
touching
left
the
of
20.
it. I'll just give it to you because these are very simple machines. The main boss is dead. I'm not going to fight you over semantics.
So what would I roll for the damage on this? Or the hit would just be my regular old dex bonus, right?
Attack with proficiency, it said, so yeah. You're fine. You grab this bullet out of the air, spin around, and throw it. Well, release it, keeping the momentum, and it goes back into the barrel. It looks like it tries to shoot again or reload, and as it does, the turret just pops. The head of it falling to the ground.
I'm just picturing that now. I go to throw the dart, trip, fall into the hole. I get back up, bullet comes towards me, and I just catch the bullet, spin in place several times before yeeting it back and falling back into the hole again.
The other turret, which has been aiming for you ever since, and you're distracted, goes! And it shoots this right next to the same spot, missing you yet again. In this case, I'm just going to say use Kai's destroy this thing, because it's a single turret.
Yeah, Temple probably will go over there and start bonking it.
Jaffer, the boss actually had a repair special ability, and because I was very pissed off at the time, there is no core left. I beat it into powder.
I'll just move Temple over there and say he's bonking on this one now.
Yeah, for it to be...
Never underestimate the power of the ethereal influence.
Never underestimate the power of Morton's combine.
Just all the shards of the crystal just levitate and come back together. The boss music now has Latin lyrics.
Jaffer just wants to bring it back because it wasn't a 2-session boss fight.
3-session.
Well, this is the first boss. You work your way up.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, I already climbed.
With that, the turrets, the all either are destroyed or fall down. The core itself is shattered, and the steam and pipes that were working are either now destroyed or are empty. And it seems that the room is finally silent. Before there's this whir, this rumbling, but now that's all gone and dead. And slowly, the gnome comes in. Is it gone?
I've smitten it with the power of martens combined.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!
Is that true? Oh my god, it's broken! No.
What not? For you were afraid it was gonna kill you, so we killed it first.
I'm just going to walk over to him, pointing at my screwed up shoulder. Just go, it tried to break us first. It asked for it.
You know, fair enough. Very threatening bunny person.
Very threatening rodent person. Because still
she's
rodent.
not a bunny. Also,
'Cause
influence.
Another one?
I'm just sitting there.
Ooh. Thank you for
I'm just
supporting
sitting there
O'Brien.
looking my bullet
Greatly
hole in my knee.
appreciated.
I'm getting Kung Fu Panda vibes from myself.
Karma, I did think about it, but this is still only session like 2, and that was about an hour. I want everyone to be able to relax and enjoy their victory here.
I wonder why
Yeah,
victory
but
feels
we've
so much
still
like pain.
got about like 3 hours left on the session, so...
Can somebody put my arm back? Or foreleg, whatever it is right now.
Temple will grab Rosilia's arm. How many hit points did you lose?
Half.
How much is half? I'm bad at math.
9. That's more than 8. I lost more than 8 health, Timber.
Well, luckily for you, Temple is a level 3 paladin. He gets 5 hit points of healing per level.
So you're doing full restore or just 5 points?
How many hit points did you lose?
9.
9. Okay. I'll give you the full 9. Temple will lick his paw, and then he'll go right to Rosilia's face and just smear it all over and go, "Oh, you'll be all better. The Empress will heal you nice and good." Yep. There you go. Magic.
You know, I was
Lay on
considering
lick.
asking for heals as well, but after that, I decided not to ask.
Now.
Heals all around?
Now, Shiro, don't be a heretic. You want the Empress's love too.
You guys have 3 turns. I decided I'm going to accept it. You have 3 turns as everything starts to repair itself. You see metal start to mend, crystal fragments start to float into the air and go back into the machine. It starts to just fix itself slowly.
I'm gonna look to the gnome to see how he's reacting to this.
He runs out of the room.
Can I make a perception check
Temple
to see if
charge
there's
the
something
crystal?
that it's like forming around?
Make the perception check. As you make the perception check, anyone doing anything else?
I'm trying to figure out this, Oh,
Temple
I did
wants to-
actually add it. Okay.
Alright, so
Boosh.
Oh. Thank you. The bullet hole is now gone from my leg.
the bullet just popped back out.
Shiro just goes over and starts licking over all your wounds, and they start mending themselves as he does.
So, Gonna take a quick look around. Does it look like it's just the core that's repairing, or the arms and the turrets repairing too?
The arms and 2 of the turrets. The thing was for everything, but I'm only going to be doing 2.
Can Timbo charge the crystal?
And I've got 3 turns. You said?
Now 2. People have been doing things.
2 turns.
I have 2 turns and 1 remaining key point. I am running right back up to that core and just beating the crap out of it. Stay down!
Well, wouldn't it be initiative?
There's no initiative right now because it is in the process of being fixed.
Can I use Mage Hand to grab like a shard or something to prevent it from moving?
Tempo wants to grapple this thing, but I know it's going to be a disadvantage. But still, Tempo's determined.
My only motive right now is just rip and tear. Take that core apart, down to every last screw.
So what I wanted to do was I cast Mage Hand to try and grab a shard or something and just pull it down to the lava and drop it in there.
Both of you
Yeah,
make
Timbo.
strength checks. What are you doing, Timber?
Yeah, Tempo was literally trying to barrel hug this thing and yeet it into the lava.
Wait, Mage Hand needs to make a strength check?
I'm going to be doing this just because of this is magic tugging at you. It's kind of a contested roll. If you want
For
to
a
use
monk, their
intelligence,
unarmed
'cause you-
attacks.
Well,
For a monk, their unarmed attacks do count as magical weapon.
so my Mage Hand got a critical fail on the strength check.
Tanya? Are you sure you get that now?
Thought I did. I don't know if it's specific to a level.
I'm pretty
check
sure it is.
Oh, what is in question?
Whether a monk's unarmed attacks count as a magical weapon.
That starts at level 6.
All right then. So yeah, it's just the strength check. Now
Yeah, Tempo's
did,
just too tired.
I did say I was going to spend my last remaining key point on Flurry of Blows to be hammering the crap out of it. Would that affect the register in any way? Because it does say for Flurry of Blows that they would have to make a key save, which uses my Wisdom modifier, not my Strength modifier.
I would say you can get advantage then, because you're railing on this thing. This is to see how much damage you're dealing to it as it fixes.
Ah, alright. So is it still a strength roll, just with advantage?
Yeah.
Advantage, strength. I'm gonna go curl up and cry.
Roselia. Tempo's very tired, but if you help him, he might be able to grab it.
You're just so small from becoming a Marten that you don't have the force and dexterity you normally have, and despite wailing on this thing, you're kind of just clawing at it, and what little chips you do just kind of, the moment you scratch away some of the crystals, they just right back where you slapped them out of.
And now I'm completely out of key. Screw you, dice! All it did was stop the crit fail. That was it.
Dungeon Master?
Yes.
Can Tempo do a Thunderous Smite on this thing?
You had tried grabbing it, and that was going to be the last turn, so
Oh, okay.
I
back
would
to
say
initiative.
everyone roll new initiative, and then you could do it as your turn.
Okay. Roger that.
Dice, please be kind. Please. I need this. Yay!
Timbo's actually rolling pretty hot on initiative today.
Rolling pretty high on everything today.
Well, yeah. The Empress protects.
Question.
You.
Mine. Oh.
Go ahead.
Mine and Shiro's bonuses are the same, and we both rolled the same. So why did you determine that I go in front of him?
Probably because you rolled
You
first.
rolled first.
No,
I
I,
think
believe it goes by your dex.
I think in this case it's alphabetical. It's dex, and then if the dex is the same, the players get to choose. This might.
I'm not saying that I don't want it. I'm just asking why it happened.
Probably alphabetical, considering my dex is +4.
They have the same dex, so it probably did it alphabetically.
Well, I'm still right on the core, right?
Yes, you all get to stay where you were when this thing finally managed to get back together, and that silence you heard is now replaced back with the hissing and the grinding and the hum of this machine as what you have just destroyed pieces itself back together. The arms lift into the air, and everything is now rumbling again.
Huh? I'm going to make one last attack. That would be an unarmed strike, and that's against the core.
I don't see the core on the map.
Oh, come on!
Oh, I thought I placed it. One moment. That was just my bad.
The dice do not like me today.
The core, which you managed to be able to hit with something similar to your last attack when you were destroying it, is now as heavily plated as when it was first made, and you never hit it when it was this armored, caged and all. And not expecting it, you slam your fist into the metal caged around it, and you feel like you broke a finger as you wave your hand.
So yeah, I was basically just sitting there wailing on it until it finished completely repairing itself, accomplishing all of nothing.
It now hums with new life, and are you going to be moving or are you staying there?
Oh yeah, I've got my full movement, right?
You do? You are right next to an arm, though.
Hold on. Gotta check my abilities real quick. Alright, disengage counts as a full action, doesn't it?
To my knowledge, you need to have it's either a full action or you have a skill that gives it. Like, I know monks have the key point, but you used yours.
Yeah, it looks like I don't have anything to protect against an attack of opportunity. So yeah, I'll just be taking the risk. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, back to the middle of the room again.
As you do, the arm is going to swing. And it rolls really poorly. It has just finished managing to bring itself together, slamming down kind of clunkily where you were standing, and it just lets loose a spray of rocks as it hits at the stone wall.
Yeah, just jump down off the thing, full on skittering on all fours as the fist slams into the ground behind me.
You barely managed to dodge it.
I'm kind of getting annoyed at these machines. I'm gonna back up a little bit and I'm going to emit an ear-piercing howl within the room, somehow as a Marten, and I'm going to cast Shatter. And first time casting this, so I don't know actually how to cast it.
How does Shatter work?
It's
Shatter
an
is-
AoE.
You pick a Okay. Let me pull it up again.
Like, you pick a point, and then it's a 10-foot radius sphere centered around the point.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of confused on how to place it on the map.
Right-click on the map, and you'll see a pointer button,
Oops. Whoops.
an arrow,
Okay.
and then you can draw a circle. And then you click, and wherever you click on, that's where the center of it is.
How do I undo that?
What did you just do?
I don't know.
How did you...
And
He's ascended.
Now I somehow closed the map. How do I reopen this?
What? Oh, and now I. How do I get rid of this? Oh no.
Right-click on the map, go to pointers, and then remove pointers.
How do I open
I can
the map
share the
again?
map again.
Yeah.
I'm meaning he disappeared from the map.
You know, he poofed.
His magic messed up again, and it just teleported him away.
Wait, so how do I point?
Wait.
How do I remove pointers? Okay.
I have a meme for this.
All right. That's the point.
All right.
And so you need to make a Constitution saving throw, but also inorganics have disadvantage.
Good to know.
I got it. Here we go. I'm posting it in media sharing. That is basically what he just did.
The core got a 15. The other two got 12s.
Okay, so that's the damage. I don't know how to, assign the damage to them.
I can just do it in this case.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
And a
Rosalia.
successful save is half damage.
Yeah.
Parts of the core shatter out, falling out of the metal cage around it, skittering past Timber. Meanwhile, the two arms, parts of them, you hear gizmos and valves kind of break in and pop in from inside them, but yet they still move.
And that was my turn. Also, where was the image thing you posted?
Media sharing. That's where I posted the thing of what you just did.
It's totally worth it. You should watch it.
It's 3 seconds long.
Okay, so Timbo's gonna go ham on this thing that refuses to die.
The core, which you are currently sitting on, is heavily armored right now. Just to let you know, there is massive chunks of metal surrounding the base, and then a metal cage with very small holes in it surrounding the crystal itself.
You're asking if Timbo cares about armor class. Timbo is going to attack this thing. And
Okay.
he's going to use his bonus action for Guided Strike. And if this hits, he's going to spend a spell slot for... So how do I add plus 10 to Timbo's attack roll?
You can go down in the bottom left. You see a box that has 0 in it.
Modifier?
Yeah, you just type
Yeah,
in
modifier.
10.
Okay, cool. Timbo can
Now-
only do this once.
What all are you doing?
So Timbo's bonus action is his channel divinity, but anytime Timbo hits an attack, he can use a spell slot for a divine smite to spike it.
Hold on a second. I
Read
believe
up on
that's...
divine smite.
Yeah, I believe that Divine Smite requires a bonus action. I'm just double checking.
It's not a bonus action, it's on hit.
Yep, you're good.
It's one of those if it hits. It's one of those if it hits, he can spike damage.
Yep.
Alright, sweet. Go on the call.
Now knowing that the core is the vulnerable part, Timber raises his sword up and stabs it down, breaking part of the cage and lodging his sword into the crystal itself.
Actually, as if anyone's watching Timbo, his channel divinity goes off, and you can see the shadow of what seems to be a woman grabbing Timbo's sword and assisting his strike. You could have sworn it was the Empress. Says Will. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be Timbo's slashing damage, and then this will be Timbo's radiant damage. I'll just roll radiant damage on now. 5 radiant damage on top of his 8. And that is all Timbo can do that to him.
You do enough damage so that the core, it starts to die like it did last time, but this time you are unable to fully destroy it, and I get to roll to see if this thing auto-reses this particular time.
This time. I am small, but I am angry.
It was one off from almost not. It's not completely healed, though fragments of the crystal start to almost meld back together as some starts to grow, restoring itself 10 hit points as the steam and the machine starts to overwork in itself, and the crystal hums with an almost magical glow.
It's pushing itself to the limit. It might blow up on us. Gotta end this quickly.
As the core started to fail, the arms fell to the ground, but as it restored, they lift back up, jittery though, as if the energy going through them alone is almost enough to cause an explosion. And because of the damage that Timber just did to the core, it is going to move over and attempt to just wail on you to get you gone. Managing a hit. It is going to swing at you, hitting you in the side and dealing a massive 10 damage.
Timbo still stands. Timbo refuses to stab.
The other arm, as you're almost pinned against the wall, forms a fist and tries to hit you as well. Though this one hits into the other one, it presses you against the wall some. You feel the wind kind of get knocked out of you before it pulls away. There's no penalty here, it's just, it wasn't enough to damage you, but it gave you a small squeeze as it pressed against the other arm.
Timbo's just a thick little Molten. He's got padding and armor.
Zimshiro, it is your turn.
Though, as it looks, Timbo, despite still hanging on, he's not looking too good.
Who is Zimshiro?
Zim Shiro, because your name is still Shiro right now in the game.
Who is Zim Shiro?
I can't say Martin Shiro, because you're both Martins now.
I mean, you could just call me by my actual name. You know, Shiro.
Shiro the Molten who uses magic? Yeah.
But they both use magic. Mystic Shiro, there we go.
I suppose that suffices.
I will accept this, but you're on thin ice.
Yes.
You know, everyone doesn't like this ability, but I, Timbledol Jagermacho von Glorious Molten Stan, loves it.
Energy beam.
It failed its save.
Cool. For fire damage. And that is all for this turn.
Just like before, you melt part of the metal on the inside, the steam in the pipe starts to overheat and parts of it pop and break. Armor starts to fall off of it. The core itself charges up 2 of the turrets in this case. And let's hope these guys actually hit. Turret number 6 on the right is going to be aiming for Rosalia, who is the closest. Managing to hit for 7 damage.
Alright, I'm gonna roll my reduction, which is... Wait, how much damage did you say?
To suck eggs.
Oh, well,
7.
7's just an auto. Because 4 plus 6, that's... Yeah, 4 plus 2, that's a 6. And then 1 is the lowest I can roll, so that's 0 damage. But I'm out of key points, so all I managed to do is just deflect it into the ground or air or whatever.
As the bullet came for you, you grabbed it in your teeth and went back just a few centimeters before you dropped it.
Angry! Just sliding back from the force of impact, spit it back out.
The second turret is going to be aiming for Mystic Shiro, who is the closest. Though this one misses, as despite its charge up, it's not completely fixed, and as the rest of the pieces kind of move to fix it, it shoots off and hits the far wall.
Alright. Seeing that Timber is in danger... Yes, Timber, you are in danger.
Just as the Empress would want.
5, 10, 15, 20. Getting right back up in its face and just putting everything I've got into a hard strike. Do you say that the core is exposed again from his attack, or no?
No, he managed to pierce through part of the metal grating with his sword, but the rest of it is still there and it protecting it. It's just a tiny sliver that his sword managed to cut through.
The Empress helped him.
Well, I'm just trying to do whatever I can to actually get the thing's attention at the very least. So, putting an unarmed strike into its core.
You punch for it, though this is much more heavily plated than when you last attacked it. It is fully protected, and you just punch the metal grating.
Of course. Not a whole lot more to do here. So 5, 10, 15. Okay, I can actually just barely run around the arms to get next to Timber. And I should end my turn, shouldn't I?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna move a little bit over this way, and since there's too many targets to focus on right now, I'm gonna cast more chaos, but double the chaos by twinning it. So I spend a sorcery point to twin the spell to target
My
2.
hamster is getting antsy. If we be adventurers, let
So
us
where
adventure.
is it? Wow.
Why?
The attack was twinned, and both of them fly wildly, hitting random parts of the stone in the exact, like, opposite side of each other as the magic, like, swirled around and hit perfectly symmetrical on each side.
Why?
You know, this is why chaos loves to be chaotic. I end my turn.
If that was a contest, it would have been 10 straight across the board. Timber, it is your turn.
Alright, Timbo's winded. But the zealot never surrenders. He raises his longsword and tries to drive it into the beast.
With accompanying train sounds.
That's the sound of a timber coming.
You try to
15.
get your sword back in that hole, but it's just too small, and you just get caught in that grating of armor that protects it.
I'm just imagining him pulling a properly sized broadsword out of hammer space every time.
Timbo strikes and bounces off. He's looking pretty bad. He ends his turn.
The left arm, which is still trying to get rid of Timber, who has done the most damage to it recently, goes to attack him, and instead it slams into the right arm, dealing itself 5 points of damage after the damage reduction.
And that was thanks to an influence.
You know,
Yes,
they
it
really
was.
should recalibrate these sometime. After it's not haywire.
Recalibrate hell. Install a remote shutdown.
The right arm, since Rosalia is between it and Timber, is going to go for Rosalia, and it rears back and punches, though it is just as calibrated as the left arm, and punches the hand that just hit it, and they both kind of break away from each other, just stunned for a moment. Their like gears are kind of messing up.
It's got to do a calibration cycle. We've got a second. It's not designed to attack things this small, you see.
Alright. Alright. I've got one more of these. Let's hope it counts. Combustion, level 3.
It failed.
Yes.
Okay, wait, did his spell fail or did the defense fail?
The defense.
Oh, good. Just he's been spending so much time bathing the thing in fire, he finally hit a critical temperature and things start melting.
For the record, it is now on fire. And I'm going to leave it on fire.
Does
So
that mean
at
that
the
we're
end
on
of-
fire?
No, we're right next
Possibly.
to it.
At the end of each of its turns, it takes more fire damage. I am satisfied with these events.
In this case, even if it were to heal itself, the fire damage would knock it right back to dying, and it would be destroyed. So, the fire starts to bubble, the crystal starts to melt, and the steam, it starts to try to fix itself, but it's too much heat. It starts to shake and jitter. It is overworking itself before the entire chest of it just explodes, sending a shrapnel of metal and crystal outward, covering the ground. The two hands, which were about to close back in on Rosalia and Timber, collapse on top of each other.
Do I have to roll dex against the shrapnel?
Nah, I'm not going to have it mechanically explode. It's dramatic explosions. You're fine.
So Michael Bay explosion.
Yeah. You just look away from it and it doesn't affect you.
Rosalia just hides behind Timber.
Meanwhile, the turrets, which are still online because they're on a separate system, attempt to shoot at Shiro. Well, the
Which
one
one?
did.
Timber, you almost got yourself killed again.
Shiro, you're surrounded by a blast of crystal and metal, and for a moment you calm down before another piece of metal flies past your head as the turret that came back tries to shoot you again, though it misses. The second one shooting for Mystic Shiro and missing to almost the same degree as the bullet whizzes by and hits the ground.
I have had it. I am sick of these mother freaking mechanicals in this mother freaking mine. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
I'd like to make an attack of opportunity.
No!
I'm going to punch that turret right in its smug face.
Isn't it also 10 feet above the ground?
She had an extra 5 movement. I'm assuming that she jumps just that, 5 feet to punch it.
When you're angry enough, life finds a way. Well, actually, how much jump do I have?
Well, you had 5 feet of movement. I could just say you jumped from a little bit away. Let you get an attack.
I mean, being a Marten means that you have, yes, jump.
How much jump do you have? Yes.
Alright.
You just jumped from where you were next to Timber. You just jumped across. You didn't walk, you jumped. And
That
the
actually-
fine fur missile misses.
Just thud into the wall next to it. That would be...
Your left ear hit the metal plating, but the rest of you had a face full of stone.
Splat.
Ow!
So, let's see. I'm once again being fed up with my magic being magic. I cast Twin Shadow Bolts.
Oh no, why?
Can you
Oh.
use that on a cantrip?
Yes, I can. It still costs 1 sorcery point to twin them.
Okay. I keep forgetting about these abilities with my sorcerer, so I have no idea how they work.
They're fun. Do the Shadow Bolts hit any of them?
They both hit. It looks like you rolled both to the first one, though? The one by Rosalia?
Wait, I rolled one at Vent
Oh, no,
6
never
and
mind.
Vent 2.
Oh, I see where it worded it in a way that confused me. I'm still learning it. You hit both of them, and this time, as the magic almost perfectly symmetrically flies out, they actually hit their targets, and both guns of the turret just go, and the shrapnel and pieces fall to the ground, and Rosalia is slightly covered by some of it.
Timber! Timber! That core is still a heretic! Leave it in pieces!
It's my turn. Still an initiative, but
The battle is over, and I am not accepting another Groundhog Day.
I'm not accepting another Groundhog Day either. I am going straight back to it, grabbing the sharpest rock I can find, sharpest piece of metal I can find, and scratching into a rock. Do not remove, and just cramming that into the core.
There is now a decent message scrawled above this broken cluster, which doesn't even have any of the crystal left. It's busted. Parts of it are completely torn out and just scattered in pieces. It will take a miracle for this thing to be remade.
That's what we said last
Speaking of
time.
miracles,
No!
Can I walk around
as
You shut
soon
your
as,
heathen mouth.
as soon as Rosalia shoves the metal into it, it just yanks back out.
What yanks back out?
The metal that you shoved into
Uh,
it.
I was shoving a rock into it. I was using the metal to carve "do not remove" into the rock.
Well, the rock gets pulled out.
Then I'm shoving it back in again.
It gets pulled back out.
I'm just gonna keep shoving, just Die! You vile fiend!
So Timbo's exhausted and he's bloodied and he just slides down and just flops.
There's a small pile of fur now by the broken machinery. Sorcerer Shiro, as you walk around this room, behind the pillar, there is a large metal gate in the back of it.
I go to investigate the gate. Wait, the back of, like, this back?
The back of the pillar. The room itself looks like it was just like filled with pipes and machinery to power this.
Satisfied that it's actually dead this time, I'm going to grab the nearest semblance of a loose pipe and go looking for that gnome.
Killed the
Timbo.
DM.
Timbo's just gonna huff and puff and poise the Empress quietly.
The gnome sees you with the pipe. Is that what you used to destroy it? Timber, there is a lever. Not Timber, wow, Shiro, there's a lever by the grate, but if you use Mage Hand to try to open it, it doesn't work because the power is dead. You're going to need someone to break it open.
Now, this is not what I use to destroy it. This is what I use to teach lessons. I'm going to be making light, non-damaging swings at his shins since he's somehow bigger than me. Remote shutdowns. Always install remote shutdowns.
Tanya, could you make a strength check?
Oh, it would be a save? Or...
No, a check. The metal pipe gets yanked out of your hands.
I'll say because he didn't do it before you described it. You hit the gnome like 2 or 3 times. He's like, okay.
The pipe just yanked out of my hands.
Yeah, to you, it almost seems like it just slipped from your grasp.
No, I'm holding it above her, just out of her reach.
So wait,
Dungeon
describe
Master,
what I see again. It's a gate with a lever that's stuck because the power's off?
It's a big metal grate door, like a shutter, and there's a lever by it that looks like it would power the shutter, but no matter how you move it, it stays shut, and it's probably because this entire room, all of the energy going through it is now dead with the core destroyed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Dungeon Master, Timbo's
Yes.
gonna go walk over and see what Shiro's doing.
Shiro is currently messing with a metal grate. If he has anything else he would like to add, he may say so.
No, I'm still just investigating the grate.
Do you need help with that?
Maybe.
Maybe means yes.
So Timble goes and tries to assist. With his exhaustedness.
Karma,
Strength
I'm getting
check at
serious mechanical
disadvantage?
PTSD.
I didn't hear that last part, Timber. I'm sorry.
Strength check at disadvantage. Unless she was trying to help Timble.
I mean, I was considering just body ramming the gate.
Well, you could aid him, which would give him advantage, which would counter out his disadvantage, thus allowing him to roll straight.
Would this be an
Sure, I
athletics check?
will aid him. How do I do that? Just a d20?
No, that you use your action to assist, so that cancels out my thing.
Oh.
Can I just use an athletics?
If you would like to use athletics, athletics or strength, either or can work.
It's two martens
because-
trying to finagle a lever on a door.
Well, poise the impulse. Here we go. the tiled temple, the zealot.
The shutters
Somehow.
for
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you do have disadvantage.
he was
That's
That's what all was
aided.
about.
Oh, okay.
Shiro's aiding
Yeah.
to negate the disadvantage.
In which case, at first, you barely can get a grasp on that metal shutter, and then Timber kind of manages to dig his claws under it and just yanks, and he flies up like 5 feet as the shutters just and go up and over, revealing a small room which you can see the back of this mech still being made. It looks like it punched through a majority of the rock, and there is a gnome on the ground unconscious. His clothes and hair are singed, and it looks like he was by a little mechanical structure that is by the back of the construct. It currently is not glowing because there's no power, but it looks like it might have been a power source before everything was destroyed.
Dungeon Master.
Approaches with murderous intent.
Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Temple still has lay on lick, like 9 points of it. Can I give him 9 hit points?
The gnome?
Yes.
Yes, you
Before
can.
it does that, can I go over to the mechanical power thingy box and see if it's able to be picked up or something?
It's kind of built into the wall. You could probably it's pretty big, but it does look like it can be moved. You would just have to destroy the connection and pipes to it.
Hold on, Shiro. Let's see what this guy has to say. Temple wakes him up by licking him and gives him 9 hit points while licking him in the face.
As you lick over this man, he glows in the colors of the Empress. His eyes flutter, and he sits up. I gotta destroy the machine, and then there's and he sees you, and it is just kind of like hi.
Hello! I don't know who you are, but we destroyed your machine in glorious melee combat. I'm kind of winded.
I feel like
It means I
Rosalia and
thought really
Shiro would
well.
be hearing this from outside.
Oh, as soon as I was done delivering judgment upon the shins, I followed them to the room.
Hey, Rosalia?
Dexterity save against you dropping the pipe on my head?
No. He's tossing that into lava. We have a ethereal influence involving your character.
Of course you do.
So I just want to ask, because Wolfab also did one. There was 2, correct?
2, both on my character? Why?
I
Only
would
popular.
assume that they would both apply to Rosalia. Mechanical PTSD.
Slightly traumatized by the event?
Considering there were 2 majors that created this, it would be a little bit more than slightly.
So wait, both of them used the major, both of them wanted me to have PTSD from it.
Yes. So I am going to be iron out the exacts of this with Sim, but I am thinking that every time you're trying to do something against a mechanical, you must do a will save. If you failed the will save, probably DC 15, considering this was 2 majors, you are either at disadvantage, or if it's to mess with a mechanical thing, like use a machinery, you cannot do it if you fail the will save.
The thing about this,
Our ship is going to need a therapist.
when something is redeemed like this, we do leave it up to the player. Since it's going to be long term, you get to decide whether you accept this. That said, you can get it fixed. You can, work through your issues.
Well, being afraid of like automatons and such, so anything hostile machinery, that makes sense. That would fit perfectly. Maybe even having occasional nightmares or something. But for machinery that is actually, stuff doing what it's supposed to do, that's, regular day-to-day stuff, I don't see that being something that would fit very well.
Question.
I mean, these went haywire unexpectedly, and any machine can go haywire unexpectedly. In manners very similar to this. Again,
But I would say
something...
any machinery that she doesn't have a personal, intimate knowledge of, rather than just all machinery.
It would be something that you can overcome and work through over time. But it is up to you whether you accept it, but it would apply to all machinery.
They both just... I just want to finish this with Rosalia, and then you can ask it if you want to type it out so you don't forget. Feel free. But they both did just say mechanical in general. This wasn't just the constructs, it was the mine carts, it was the rails, it was their forges were messing up. Everything was kind of messing up, which is why I kind of see it as
the dice rolls kept going bad, just having a really bad day. Started by machinery that's larger than normal because she's smaller than normal. So I'm gonna say yes with the flavor text that she will be having nightmares moving forward. About being back in that mine, being chased by murderous machines.
Yeah.
Basically, if we come up against a mechanical enemy, you're going to be reluctant to interact with machinery. If we come up against another mechanical enemy, you will be treated as being frightened of it unless you succeed a will save or a wisdom save.
Yeah, that I can work with, especially if it's actually a wisdom save, since I'm pretty good at beating those.
And if it's something you know well that isn't possibly dangerous, I will be fine with you being fine. Like if you have a little music box, that's not going to murder you in your sleep. I'm not going to say wine in a key will cause your PTSD.
And then we last until next Halloween, and it does.
Boy!
A year of therapy sessions thrown out the lake because someone has the music box turn evil.
It's we're going to give you double key points because you're frenzied, but the DM is going to control all your actions.
As for your question,
it's okay, Rosalia. Oh, okay.
Yes,
So my question was: last campaign, Timble got one of these influences where he got addicted to sugar because he ate sugar and loved it so much
We
because
are
he never had
wiping
sugar
things
before.
out like that.
Visor. Timber, your visor's down.
Oh,
There was an
sorry.
influence that was redeemed that had Timber addicted to sweets. So is that addiction still in this?
We are wiping things like that out.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
because they were frankly not done very well and such. Things from the previous, from under, Festian, basically, you've either worked through it or it just doesn't apply anymore. Whatever you decide is the case.
So, getting back to things.
Yeah, the new gnome.
So the gnome looks a bit older, despite his, well, for you, it's actually fairly large structure. Though he is still small like most gnomes, older, a bit singed, and he kind of looks around. What happened? Did you turn off the machine? Thank you.
My response to him saying, "Did you turn off the machine?" Get out of here, dice. No, stop that. Give me the dice. Is, did you build that machine?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
At what point did you decide installing a manual shutdown wasn't a good idea?
We had one right over here. He points to the currently off energy box.
Roselia,
Isn't that the one that I'm standing by, or is that a different box?
It
I
is
like
the one you're standing
Roselia.
by. I just forgot what I called it.
I will accept this, but you're on thin ice.
Roselia. Hey, Roselia.
What?
Remember how there was those land bandits? Are you sure it's not them who caused all of this ruckus?
Land bandits causing this?
Yeah, the land pirates.
I don't follow. I actually might be forgetting something from a previous
The
session.
people that we found
Last
dead.
episode, we ran into a bunch of dead bodies. This is very shameful that Drunk Temple, who doesn't remember anything, remembers this and you don't.
Yeah, well, the five-dimensional entity Tanya that exists beyond the fourth wall has been having a hell of a week and a half.
Okay, well, last episode there's bandits talking about doing stuff here. Trust me, it makes sense.
Does? You think somebody might have sabotaged it?
Well, I mean, heretics always sabotage things.
That's racist?
No.
Is there anything else in the room besides this box and us?
Outside of the gnome and the box, there is the rest of the construct, and then parts for it. It looks like there is metal plating for the legs. It looks like there's a whole bunch of springs and gas pipes. There's miniature versions of what you're standing next to that looks like they would store their own power in the construct itself. And then there is what looks like a turret, but it is slightly smaller and modified with a unique spring. It looks like it would have been added to the construct as a ranged weapon.
Dungeon Master?
Yes.
What's the name of the gnome we brought to this guy? The gnome we rescued first.
The gnome you rescued first was Quizen. Quizen!
Quizen!
And yeah, who is it that we were delivering a package to?
Quizen.
There's no more dangerous stuff in here, only me! We found your dude!
The package was for Quizen. He asked you to find Herma, who
Yeah.
Timber is assuming is this particular gnome, and Quizen comes in slightly limping, because he got his shins abused a little bit. Oh, thank you. I was so worried. He runs over to the other gnome and hugs him. I'm so glad you're not dead. There was so many casualties. Herma kind
It's
of hugs.
okay, Quizen. All of these things were bad, but you know what? No one expects the Marten Inquisition!
He hugs tighter into the other gnome, hiding his face against his chest, and Herma kind of hugs him back, patting over his back. Thank you. I don't know what caused this. The piece of the core was missing. It was what kept it together, and when that was taken, everything went wrong. I thought I could shut it down, but there was too much energy surging through the box. I went to grab it, and I woke up here.
Well, it's okay, we beat it up in glorious Balkistani fashion. But we did find some heretics in the armory. They said something about it all going to plan or whatever. I think you got stuff stolen from your place.
All right, well, all this conversation is happening. I'm just exiting out of that and going back around to the front to the entry hall. Just completely burned out right now.
As you're walking away, the little sorcerer Shiro is looking through the piles. Despite your size, you still have your normal strength. There's quite a few iron pipes. There's hoses that could act as insulated rope. There's the tiny turret. It's not hooked up to anything. And then the tiny battery packs. They're about the size of, I want to say, a boombox, which is small compared to the generator-sized one by the construct.
Is it possible for me to try and sneak one of the things you said last, the power thingies?
Roll stealth with advantage because everyone else that is kind of
Timber is
distracted.
distracting.
Nice.
And that 1 and a 5. Quizen just can't see, his face is in, and Herma's vision is blocked by his body, and you manage to stealthily get this battery pack.
Well, Quizen and the other dude, I believe you owe the Empress some thanks. We kind of did save the day
And then
and delivered you your package.
I'm just gonna walk out after doing that.
As you do, Herma turns to Timber. Timber, quick question. Did you mention the Empress to Quizen yet? Before this?
Timber always says stuff about the Empress.
I wasn't sure if he explained who she
He
was to
hasn't
him.
explained it. He hasn't explained, but he does hold himself in an imperious manner, and he kind of looks like somebody who might be part of something bigger than him. Maybe
All right.
an intimidation wall?
You just like to intimidate people.
That's how Wolven do stuff.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
I didn't put points into intimidation for nothing, okay? Watch me roll bad.
As you're rolling, Rosalia, as you're leaving, you manage to see the Mystic Shiro on the rock you shoved into the core. I'm going to do Timber first. You talk with such conviction, such faith. The magma behind you almost gives you a holy aura, and Herma just nods. I praise the Empress, thank her for her help, and you as well. And then he kind of whispers to Quizen, "Who is the Empress?"
Somebody you should fear, but love always. Never doubt
he
the
just
Empress.
he nods. We should get back. Things are going to be a little hectic. They need explanations. Oh, we are going to be behind for quite a few days. And he slowly gets up with Quizen, and they start to leave. And it leaves Timber in that room if he wants to take anything before he leaves with the rest.
What does Timber see?
He can see what Shiro saw. They're easily pick upable. There is about 2 more of those battery pack things. There is a tiny version of those turrets, some pipes, some hoses, springs, small stuff like that.
And Timber is the only one in this room, correct?
Yes, Terma and Quizen started walking away.
Okay,
I'm
so
just-
everyone's gone.
Timber's going to loot this and shove it in his bag. It looks important. Maybe the Empress wants it.
of course. I'm just gonna be slowly wandering back up towards the exit.
Because trophies. He doesn't know what to do with it, but it looks cool. It must be important.
I'm just in a bit of a daze right now. Don't mind me.
I would say due to the size, you can fit like one of the battery packs, the turret, though it's kind of bulging out of your bag, and like 2 pipes or a hose. You get to pick between those 2.
I'll take the hose because I'm flippy.
And the hose, and you start to carry your now jingling bag out with the rest, and the 2 gnomes will lead you through these almost twisting mines safely back to the core structure of the entire mine area.
If anybody wants to say Temple has something, Temple's going to tell him no, they don't see it. In a menacing way.
Okay, you said it was a will save of 15.
I can work on that with Sim, because I'm not sure how bad that is, but that's what I was thinking of right now, yes. I'm still new, still learning.
I love how somebody in the chat says Temple counts as dangerous.
Timber is a weapon. If his weapons ever break, someone can pick him up and just swing him.
Swish, swish, clang.
He is a living cannonball.
Don't worry. The more powerful Temple gets, the more siege weapon he gets.
And now all I can think about is the villagers. Hello, I am a sword. Clang, clang, swish.
He turns into a nightmare. The nightmare's only begun.
Actually, a DC 15 is very, pretty average, Shiro.
Timber
Shiro.
just turned into a robot. No, they got to him.
The battery pack is already converting him. His backside is metal. Ursalia blinks and Timber looks normal again.
I'm gonna be having Vietnam flashbacks.
Back in the central room, the lifts are now no longer working. They are kind of stuck wherever they were when this happened. It looks like one of the lifts was halfway in between two of the floors, because not only is it currently stuck there, but there's still boxes on it that they have not went to grab because of the weight, most likely. Some people are just sitting around doing nothing. Others are removing the boxes by the giant gates, and some of them are using what heat is left in the forges to gather what materials they can from them before it would go to waste. And Herma and Quizen will turn to you, and Herma will say, I would like to thank you for all of this. If you would like to come up to my office, it would be a bit of a walk, or I could send something to you in town. It's up to you.
Shiro's just gonna grumble and sit his butt down, not wanting to move. Or, well, not wanting to move up. Like, he's willing to go out, but not up.
I'm just staring intently at nothing.
Tempo remembers the door and goes, yes. Just send the Empress your regards, to whatever town. And just remember, she's always watching.
He nods, and they start to walk away. If you need anything, just come ask.
Mission successful, I would say.
Right now, there is nothing left in the caverns that you are aware of. What would the party like to do?
I whispered to Timber, weren't we supposed to get a boat to leave this island?
Ah, yes, a water sled. If only we had one, Timber looks at Roselia for no apparent reason.
Huh? What? Huh? What?
I said, if only we had a boat. Or, I should say, a water sled. Yes, a water sled. Timber stands over Roselia menacingly.
You forgot that
Oh.
you didn't know?
Wait! I have something. Timber grabs the thing he was supposed to protect, that he protected very well. Unfortunately, he cannot read, so he unravels it, and he gives it to Roselia and says, read it.
I can't remember what it was that he had. What was it that he had?
The boat. Timber has the thing for the boat. We have a boat.
One moment's dying. Yeah, it was
A sad moment
boat.
when Timber remembers stuff, but Roselia does not.
And surprisingly, Shiro also remembers, considering he wasn't asleep at that time.
I legit, I cannot remember a single detail.
You told Timber to protect the scroll.
It's been okay. It's been 2 weeks, and remember, I'm very IRL burned out at this point. So
To give you a refresher, 2 weeks ago, when you were searching the bodies of the land bandits in the storage room, you found a bundle of papers that had an official sign and signature on them. It was deeds for a boat that is apparently docked in the town. You don't know the status of the boat, but the deed is for whoever holds the paper, and it is signed by what seems to be it's not a mayor in this town, it seems to be a collective, but it was signed by whoever officializes these papers.
Alright, and I had just given that to Timber, and I didn't tell him what was on the paper, right?
Correct. You read the
you just told him
paper.
to protect it.
You rolled stealth, and no one saw that you found the deed, and then you gave it to Timber because he could not read it, and thus he would protect it with his life.
Timber's just recording it. He can't read it.
Yeah. Thanks, Timber. I'm cartographer. Right. We should go back to the cartographer because map.
Mission successful.
Yes. Missions. I'm going up to the surface now.
Are you all heading back to town then? It is, as you leave the cave, pretty early in the night. It looks like you have been down in these winding corridors for quite some time.
Were
And
were we gonna be paid for that? I can't remember.
You guys went to help of your own accord. Someone said you would probably get rewarded if you asked, and when Herma said he would reward you, uh, Timber was the only one who talked and said to send it to you guys in the town.
Hero's just gonna tilt his head and follow Rosalia out because he has no idea who this cartographer that Rosalia is talking about.
It is night out, the moon is in the sky, and there's a slight chill. Is the party going to just make the hour to walk back to town?
Yeah.
I go side hunting.
For food and such?
Yes.
Give me a survivor roll.
Dungeon Master?
Yes.
Timbo's an outlander. It says he can hunt up for 6 people and get them water.
What was that hiss?
That was me sighing
Sheer
in frustration.
disbelief.
Yeah, I
Oh, I see now. I just noticed. Oof.
I am an embarrassment to wolves. Well, technically, I'm still the Martin, but
It's that leg, you see.
You kept trying to get larger creatures that as a wolf you would be fine with, but now you're just kind of small, clutching onto their side, not sure what to do.
I'm just picturing that. Just deer sitting there grazing. Suddenly Martin comes out, latched to his antler, just stares up at it, and then whack against the tree and keeps on eating.
The Timber, for what you mentioned, do you roll for that, or do you just, in general, can
It
hunt?
just says It just says Temple can feed up to 6 people food and water,
I mean, I have that feature as well.
provided
He's
this
Wanderer.
place can hunt.
Did not know that. I thought it would have required a survival roll. Okay, so you
It
both
never
managed
says
it.
anything about rolling. It just says
But I mean,
Temple
Okay,
can.
so-
rolling is kind of fun.
The way I always treat it is a matter of we can survive, but we won't necessarily be full. Unless you roll and roll decently well. In that case, you can feed us well. It's basically you can hunt enough for half rations kind of idea. We
feel like I
won't
gave
die
myself
from
no
it,
rations
but
then.
we'll be very hungry.
In this case, they managed to get you snacks for the road back to town. And about halfway back, you guys kind of hear in the distance behind you, "Hey! Hey! Hey!"
If that thing woke back up, get somebody else to kill it this time.
Quizen runs up and starts panting. "You guys walk fast, or I walk slow. It's not fair."
Really not fair considering we're half your size. Because somebody can't control their magic.
Shiro's just gonna give an innocent grin, pretending it is completely 100% not his fault, because it isn't. Definitely.
Well, You guys are adventurers, right? You go around and do cool things?
Of course.
Well,
I do it for the Empress.
I was gonna shake my head. Sorry. You were saying what?
You guys do cool things, right? You go
Yeah.
out.
Yes, we do. Just kind of taking a step away from Timber there.
Awesome.
Timber, you're starting to robot, and it works well for the PTSD, but I just want to let you know.
Timbo has many years of military training, so yes, he is very robotic in his motion. Because he is well drilled in looking
Been gone,
stiff
Warforged!
and curious.
Can I summon Mage Hand to give Timber a small flick in the head?
At this point, you need a hard slap on the back to clear his lungs.
It's just he's refusing to lift his visor. That's all. It's fine. I'm gonna throw my back out with all this laughing.
Come with me if you want to live.
Quizzin nods. Do you guys have a boat then? Are you going to be leaving the island soon?
Possibly.
Do you have room for one more?
Possibly.
Well, I was just I like to explore, and I've been here almost my entire life. And I mean, if you guys want to engineer with you, I can keep a lot of things running smooth, smoother than
Yeah.
don't that was Herma. That was Herma.
Celia.
Can I run an insight
Yeah.
check?
You can, yes.
You know, I'm rolling one too because I'm not trusting anybody at the moment.
Can I insight check the disadvantage for the Timber's child?
I did not hear the end of that dude's robot, but you may roll the insight check.
I'm hallucinating so hard right now.
Rosalia's hallucinating so hard that everyone else is sharing in her PTSD.
Hero, are you to blame for this?
Shiro isn't with the party. He is currently up in some of the trees looking for eggs.
Okay, I was just talking to Thin Air. I was hallucinating that Shiro was here then.
No, you're talking about Timber. Or, sorry, Timber. No, I'm not doing it.
You all manage to tell that Quizzin, he's not necessarily lying, but it's partly his fault. It is clear it is partly his fault, and he is trying to throw all of the blame onto his teacher, who is the head of everything.
I mean, I shrug because I don't care about this stuff.
You are a gnome. You're an engineer. You were part of that crew. I don't believe that you had absolutely nothing to do with the machinery that was in there.
I mean, I helped set up the defense system, but that shouldn't have been activated unless by some freak accident with the wiring.
So you built the one part that stayed broken when we broke it.
Wait, it fixed itself? Oh, I'm so glad that worked. I was so proud of Herma's job fixing setting that up.
If I were my normal size, I would yeet you. But, unfortunately, ships need carpenters.
I work better with metal, but I can try my hand at wood.
Carpenter's a
I've
general
actually.
term.
Oh, well, I was about to say I've actually done a fair bit of woodwork. I actually helped a captain make a very nice boat back in the day. Maybe I can upgrade ours someday. His eyes start to glimmer in the moonlight as he looks into the distance and just starts to imagine what he is doing to the boat you guys do not even officially have yet.
Well,
Okay, so
surely we could use somebody as brilliant as this.
show of hands or pause. Who here is okay with him coming along? Because we may actually have a boat waiting for us.
Timberwise is both paused, so he votes twice.
Hey, Tanya.
That is voter fraud. I heard about this in the news.
Hey, Tanya.
What?
Could you make a athletics or acrobatics roll?
Well, which would it be?
Up to you.
Oh, come on! Why do the dice just beat me?
As Shiro jumps down from a tree above and tackles you. Hey!
Be gone, auto-mechanical!
That would be a miss.
Warforged are attacking!
Well,
What do you mean?
I, for one, could use someone so smart as you is.
I speak to the gnome. Well, if you don't mind talking carnivores, feel free to join.
Oh, I've never been scared of them. I'm much more scared of the constructs back in the mine.
Finally,
Well,
something we agree
if
on.
you're afraid of the constructs, you should be afraid of Timber, because Timber totally dumped on him. But the Empress. And if I'm afraid of the Empress, you should be afraid of the Empress.
I'm afraid of how you're starting to sound like one of them.
It's okay. So long as we do what the Empress wants, we shall live. If not, oh no. And Timber starts walking off.
So do I join? He
Yes,
now
I think
sounds
yes, come along.
unsure. Oh boy! Good thing you guys added me too, because I don't think animals can buy rooms at inns.
Timber's going to join on the pile on top of Rosalia.
There's now 3-part Martin pile.
Wait, where was Timber this whole time?
Timber's been around.
I will also jump on the pile of Maltons because
I'm assuming that's
Timber is
because
a pack animal.
is this because the person who plays Timbre wasn't here? Or?
Timbre. So Timmy originally played Timbre. Timmy didn't want to play Timbre anymore, so now I play him, and he doesn't take part in combat. He's kind of there, just
Hashtag comic relief.
We can just say they're a pacifist, and that's why they stay out of the fights. They find somewhere to hide.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, I could use them as the healer. Use Timbre as the healer.
We can talk about if they join the party proper later. Right now, they're kind of a support NPC. They could be a support healer that can heal you like between combats and give you a bonus on your short rest and long rest, if that works well.
It's basically a situation of, I paid $45 for this thing, or for this art, so we're gonna use it.
after game, we'll talk about how the party healer works.
I'm going to resist the impulse to jump on the pile of martens, as we kind of either need to find a place to sleep or just,
hold on,
make
hold
it back to town.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Hey guys, look
Can
at
you
all
resist it?
some gay autumn made
Wait, how do
temple
I
as a
resist?
molten.
Wisdom
Insight?
save? Insight. No, apparently I cannot.
Besides, you and I are used to sleeping outside. If anything, we'd prefer to sleep outside.
Yeah, I prefer to sleep outside, but I mean, to jump on a pile of, fine.
The pile of martens is now taller than the gnome.
The valley is on the bottom, I think.
It's Rosalia, then Timber, then Mystic, Shiro.
I'm not crawling out from underneath this.
Then Warforged Martin Timber with his 3,000 pounds of stolen goods and metal, and then you.
Okay, so after a little bit, then we'll start getting off.
The pile eventually disperses, and Quizen starts. He waits for you guys as you eventually start walking towards the town. So, would you like me to kind of buy the room, seeing as you're all animals?
How much of the rooms
What
cost?
is wrong with being an animal?
I thought you guys said it was magic. Most people don't like being magically transformed. I'm sorry.
He was always like
This is
that.
my normal form.
Okay, those
You
two
racist
pointing at.
bastard.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Why are you
those
apologizing
two,
for me being an amazing Martin? What is wrong with that?
I'm just going to scream until I get their attention here. Screaming.
When you scream, Quizen starts to tear up. Tears is going down his face.
Those two, pointed at Mystic Shiro and at Timber. Those two are normally Martins. Everyone else normally is not, because of that one, pointing at other Shiro, can't control his freaking magic.
Temple just stands there menacingly.
I give a very persuasive grin to pretend it's not my fault. Not very persuasive.
Let me roll for Quizen.
It was definitely not my fault.
He seems like a master of magic. I was from the hallway. His magic was very symmetrical. You should have seen it. Would have been a straight 10.
Symmetrical on either side of the thing that he was aiming at. How much do rooms at the inn cost?
Just a few copper, but I can pay for it. You guys did just save my life.
Okay, you get a room. Since we're all tiny, we'll be able to fit on the same bed. Can go to an apothecary, see if we can get this fixed in the morning.
Okay, let's go. As you all head back into town, there's some torches and lanterns. Some of the shops are still open, surprisingly enough. Even at this time of night, people still come in and out of the port. It's not as busy as daytime. The market, there's much less stalls. There's a few open, but only here and there. But outside of that, the town is still very much alive. And Quizen will bring you all to not that tavern that was kind of beaten down that you split the gold in, but a much nicer looking one.
Question. Dungeon
Yes.
Master. Temple would realize that there was like a store or something, right?
A store.
Yeah, like a market.
Yeah.
Can Timble go venture into the market?
After the rooms are gotten, the party may do what they wish. If Timber wants to venture into the market as a little Martin, he can do so.
Timble will do this once
So-
we get to the room.
We do have our first piece of fan art
Oh?
Mhm.
of Martin Timber by Gay Autumn Rat there in the chat.
For the Empress!
For the Empress!
I love how angry he looks.
Angry? That's how he normally looks.
I know.
You need to have in the bottom right corner actual size.
Art share.
I'm glad I have fans.
There's not a whole lot for me to do for the rest of the night.
I think
So-
I'm gonna follow Timber just to make sure he doesn't do anything.
As soon as we have a room, I'm just going to go up there and get my meditation out of the way. I would play my flute, but it's too big for me.
It's like a tuba.
Just so I know who I'm going to be doing short things for, I know Timber's going to the market, Rosalia's going to relax in the room. Mystic Shiro, are you staying up or are you going to rest?
Shiro's gonna wander around with Timber.
And
Shiro's gonna wander around with Timber.
Timber is flocked by the Shiros. Quizen is going to stay and relax in the inn as well, get some things situated. What would you three like to be doing? Or where does Timber head as used to?
Temple,
Real
Temple is looking for. What was that?
For the record, Timber is gonna wait until Rosalia falls asleep and then lay on top of her.
Well, that's fine because I apparently had a nightmare.
Temple is going to look for a place, a market armory. Or a general goods armory. There we go.
A food armory.
The Misk Armory. Lovely.
Misk Armory.
The Misk Armory is currently closed. It seems like the main stores like that are closed at this time of night, and it's only small market stalls, places that sell gems or foods or those smaller places along the street are open.
Temple has stuff that he does not know what it is, but believes that the heretics might want to trade shiny things for.
Well, I guess that's what the nightmare was.
Timbo has stuff he wants to sell. He's willing to trade glorious items for shinies.
Most of the people there are not willing to buy things, they mainly sell. What exactly are you willing to sell outside of the turrets? Because that you just won't find a seller for at this time of night.
The
Might be able to
batteries,
trade,
the
but
hose, the whippy noodle, and pipes, and batteries. Timber
While this is going on, I'm also keeping an eye out for people.
the whippy noodle.
Keeping an eye out for.
Books. Books, parchments.
As you are walking, it does seem that there is a parchment armory that is still open at this time of night, with a small light on. As for you, Timber, you find a location that has a picture of gears, but you can't read the sign. The windows, there's a little light on the inside, and you can see some things that look similar to the constructs and the machines. It might be open, it might not be.
Well, in general Morton fashion, the Morton Inquisition does not knock. He tries to open the door and tries to walk into said door, but he's kind of small, but very dense.
The door slowly opens, and as it does, a little bell rings out, and it takes a moment or two takes a moment or two for someone to come out, and she is an elf. She is much taller than you, and she walks out, looks around, and then looks down. And for a moment, there's kind of confusion, and she moves the goggles on her head down to look, makes a small nodding with her head before she lifts them back up. Oh, hi, how can I help you today?
Greetings! I see have been bamboozled by your well-laid trap.
okay, nothing that you are saying is coming through.
Well, that's what Elf hears, this bunch of Martin chatter.
Okay, Timber, disconnect from voice and reconnect.
Imagine as the elf picks up
So-
Timber, just hears furious chittering.
As he
He's just chittering as he appears to be saying things complete with gesticulation.
he made the growl that Martin does and sounded like a motorcycle. As he reconnects,
How's this?
Better.
How's this?
a little staticky, but better.
Okay, so Timbo lifts up his helmet. Oh, come on.
Everything okay?
Let me try to move, see if I can find a better internet connection. Alright, so Timbo will lift up his helmet.
Pardon me. This thing is not properly sized, but I, Timperdor Jägermeister, von Glorious Bogstan, desires to trade these items for shinies.
And Timbo will put down the batteries he took, the whippy noodle thing hose, and a bunch of pipes, and whatever other stuff he might have grabbed, because he has a high carrying capacity, because he, instead of putting points into intelligence, he put points into strength.
The elf's eyes are going to light up. Ooh, these are very useful. I will. What are you looking for? I have many wonderful things here in my shop. Most of it's handmade. Some of it I get over from the mines, but those people are generally stuck up, so I try and make it all myself.
Perhaps something more better than chainmail as armor. Perhaps something like balls strapped together.
You know, I don't have something like that right now, but give me a couple days and I can probably work on something. If you don't mind waiting for it.
Timbo's basically asking for splint mail.
Asking for which item?
Splint mail. It's not quite plate mail, but it's stronger than chain mail.
I'm grabbing a reference image.
It's an item in 5e. It's a step up from
It's
chainmail.
armor, which has been
Yeah,
around
it's armor.
forever. Splint mail's been around forever.
I'm looking at it now.
Oh, you Googled it?
I have up D&D Beyond, so I can look at the majority of the items.
As far as armor goes, it's generally a matter of they might be able to make it depending on the size of the town. For heavy armor, it all depends on whether you think enough guards or military stuff happens in the town on whether they'd actually have that available at all. And if they don't already have it made, then it would be questionable craftsmanship if they need to make it.
Well, I could try and make it myself. It is up to you. I don't have any myself. The other stores might, but I don't know if they'll buy any of these cool machines you have.
Whatever it might take, I shall wait.
She nods and writes down on a notes of paper about your custom order, and she rips off a tiny paper from underneath that and gives you your copy. There is a unique number on it as well. As long as you have this, anyone can pick up the armor for you, even if you don't come yourself. Should I size it for your current form? I know it's not your proper form.
I want you to think of the biggest Chad you can think of and make it bigger than that. I am normally huge.
Bigger than my ex-orc boyfriend? I think I can do that.
Because I was able... You might not believe me, but I was able to yeet an orc into the great puddle of the lake, and he had weird weapons, but I yeeted him off of a ship.
What is that noise in the background I'm hearing?
It is a marten.
Oh, it's the video.
On the stream. Okay.
Drop.
I was tabbed away because I was looking at the splint mail.
I was also tapped away. I thought someone was rocking in their chair.
The thump at the end is what sells it. That was Rose hitting the wall next to the turret right there.
She gives you the copy of your order number, and she nods. Is there anything else you'd like while I work on this?
Forgiveness, but you cannot give me that. And Timber walks out.
You leave a very stunned elf. Meanwhile, Sorcerer Shiro walks into the Parchment Armory, aka the library/bookstore.
What was the last thing that she offered?
She asked if he wanted anything else.
Oh, okay.
For you, Shiro, the library slash bookstore, it's kind of a combination by the looks of it. It's not too large, at least not this particular area of it. It's kind of a small, cozy, home-like feel. There's a few bookshelves with chairs and couches, and there is a small reception desk slash counter in the corner by the door. Currently, someone seems to be reading a book, and they did not notice the door open because of just how little it opened due to your small marten size.
Is it possible for me to sneak by and just look for books myself?
Roll a stealth. I'll give you advantage in this particular case. Roll in for distracted librarian. They do not notice you whatsoever. As far as you can tell, their eyes glued to whatever story they're reading, engrossed in the words and whatever they are currently preoccupied with.
Alright, I shall look around to see if I can find section for like maps and stuff.
Go ahead and roll a perception for me. So you do find a little section. It's in a different room. You saw bookshelves through an open doorway, and it opened into a different wing of the library. This area seems to be full of old maps, incompleted ones, or ones of locations from back in the day, before the cities were built or before they discovered new islands. One of the maps is that of the sea, but it only has about 5 of the islands, and it does not even have the other continent on the other side of the sea.
Is this like the bookstore section or the library section?
It looks like it's kind of the library section. Upon looking around, you don't really see any other areas with maps outside of this little area.
I shall spend a few minutes or so like looking through the maps and attempting to memorize them.
Alright, you're going to get a basic idea of the surrounding landscapes, but if you got like an actual map, you would know some historical data based on these maps as you spend time to recognize it and memorize it. But without a current map, you only have a vague idea of the surrounding areas and what might or might not still be there.
I'm also using this time to give other people a chance to, do their things, because I'd be spending my time looking at the maps and stuff.
Well, Zim left to use the restroom because we were focusing on you. Timber's probably heading back to the inn, or is he doing something else after?
Timbo is gonna return to base, and then he will start removing his armor and going to bed. Though, I will say, for some reason, he leaves his helmet on.
So Timber goes to the People Armory. Good, good.
Yes.
The People Armory.
It's the barracks. Come on. That's a ridiculous name.
Like a food armory?
Well, the barracks is for trained people. The People Armory is for non-soldiers, right?
True,
Yeah.
true.
It's where you keep your supply of conscripts.
It's
Just
where I keep my
pull them out of the armory,
supply
forge them
of
into a
heretics.
soldier.
I'm going to the heretic armory. The
Heretic
armory. It's the heretic armory that. Wait, no, it's not the heretic armory. It's the. I tolerate these heretic armory.
Can we just quote, "I'm going to the heretic armory"?
Yes.
Alright, so I guess if no one else is doing anything, I'll see if I can find. Is there any way I can tell which one's the most recent map?
Most of them have dates on them. The most recent one in this area was about 10 years ago, give or take. And while some stuff might have changed, the landscape itself would not have changed much.
Okay, can I pick that book up and carry it over to where the librarian is reading and give like a, I don't know, is there like a bell or something?
There is on top of the counter. You could climb up there and ring it.
I jump up
Mage
and
hand
ring
it.
The bell rings, and with a jolt, the librarian looks up and he looks around. Hello, is someone there?
I tap the bell again.
Oh, there's an animal. Shoo, shoo. Oh, you got a map. Shoo. And,
Hey,
and
wait,
he's,
no,
he's
no,
trying
no.
to reach.
I attempt to speak and say, no, no, no. I want to ask if you have a copy of this map I can purchase.
You talk telepathically, right?
I don't
I do.
know because I
Oh,
don't think
I
that's.
wasn't sure if all animals did that. Sorry.
Nope,
No, I
that's a
speak.
mystic thing.
A
Speak
talking
normally.
wolf walks in and asks for a map.
The
It's a talking
Martin.
Martin still.
Oh yeah.
What kind of witchcraft is this? He's backing up from you now.
In the distance, you can just hear heresy.
I just want to buy a map. Do I roll persuasion to try and convince them that I'm not a witchcraft of some sort?
I am not the
Yeah.
heresy.
The clearly magical creature can roll to make to convince him you're not magic.
So do I roll with disadvantage?
I'm saying it teasingly, but you can roll because you're not trying to say you're not magic. You're trying to be like, I'm not evil magic. That's high enough for him to start to calm down. I'm sorry. I'm not used to working with
Talking
you.
Martens.
I shrug it off. I just let the comment pass. It's like, so how much is it? Do you have a copy of this map I can purchase?
Yes, I have one over here. He reaches under his area, and you hear him open a kind of case, and he pulls out. It's not as finely detailed as the map you have, but it's a workable copy that he puts on the table. It's not that useful anymore. Just, I don't know, 5 copper for it?
Okay.
Now
I
I'm
dig
kind
out.
of now I'm kind of imagining that Shiro would pull out a hunk of meat and just plop it down. There you go. Trots out.
I mean, it's not something that I don't think he would do. Maybe Shiro, but not Shiro. So, okay, I'm going to pull out the. I guess. Do I have copper pieces? I have a total of 2 gold pieces.
You can plop one down and hope that he gives you the right change back.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rose is the treasurer, and she's currently asleep back at the inn.
I mean, I don't really care much for money anyways, besides knowing that it's stuff that people want, so I plopped down the 1 gold piece, I guess.
His eyes go wide, and he kind of like works at a pouch on his belt, and he starts looking in it. That's He starts dropping coins on the counter. It's a whole bunch of copper, a single silver piece, as he's trying to sort it out and count the coins.
Do you have any other useful maps or details about the area that I can use?
Oh, if you wanted that, you could just ask. He disappears and he comes back with a few books. This one is about useful plant life, and this one is about the nearby ocean animals and the dangers that lurks among them. And then this one here is about the council and how the politics of this place run. This book over here is a lovely one. It's actually a love story about how the first people who came here made this town into what it is from a simple tribe of just tabaxi into a thriving merchant town with, well, the love story plot twist.
I shall take them all. So,
Alright, he hands 5 silver back to you. Well, 5
Hey,
silver
Dungeon
of
Master.
copper.
five
I hate
silver
to
of
interrupt,
what?
but
50 copper.
Yeah. Sorry.
Dungeon Master,
Yes.
I have to wake up in a couple hours because I gotta drive like 200 miles. Let's just say Temple passes out at the Heretic Armory. I gotta go.
Alrighty. I hope you have a good night.
Oh, this
Alright,
is
Have a good night, Timber.
so.
Good night, guys. Don't die unless you
So-
die for the Empress.
So Mystic Shiro and Rose are both asleep, and then Timber shows up, implying he would probably be on top of them.
Yes, and when he returns to regular size, he'll probably be on
Uh-huh.
top of everyone.
I'm just going to wait. I'm gonna I'm gonna be having a nightmare that I'm in the iron grip of a giant robot and wake up and it's just Timber on top of me.
Because he's sleeping with his helmet on, he's actually...
I was just about to say, he did specify he's keeping his helmet on, so you'll probably wake up to his helmeted face, right above you.
Just wake up to that helmet staring me in the face after a nightmare that I'm in the grip of a robot. Just
Yeah, because Temple literally cannot remove his helmet. It's locked on him.
I guess after I get the change, I'm just gonna collect the books and just head out.
Good night, guys.
Have a
I
good
had
night.
fun today. Bye.
Bye, Timber.
Look forward to next session. The Mines boss revisited because of a game-breaking influence.
No, we go to a different continent, and then as soon as we walk out, it's a nice beach, and then all of a sudden we're back in the mine.
it's like, Rose, I'm telling you, there are no robots. You're safe. And that's when that person just has a giant fist reach through the wall, grab him, and yank him out.
I need to. I'm gonna go make a meme real quick and add it to. Roselia, I need your picture real quick. And I'll add it to. Where do I put memes on this channel?
Media sharing.
Media sharing. Okay, Roselia, can you DM me a picture of Rose that you use?
Yeah, I'm already working on it.
Okay.
Ow.
Alright, so I assume you go to bed when you get back, or are you going to be reading books before you sleep?
I shall be reading books before I sleep.
At the very least, everyone can get a nice long rest, and when they wake up,
Hey!
everyone... Oh, I thought you were going to sleep with the rest. I'm sorry.
Did you not see my message?
Oh, the food armory carts?
Yes!
I glazed over it when you were in the restroom, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, we can do it. Everyone had their thing. I just...
Why does it matter? It's okay.
I had a lot going on. Let's tamper it up.
I am so lonely.
I'm starting to become quizzing
it's more
because
like,
of you.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
So in total, did I get 4 books and a map?
Yes.
Wait, no, 5 books and a map? I had plant life, I had animal life, I had politic stuff, I had ocean, and I had a love story.
It was the love story, the plant life on the island, the ocean life by it, and the politics of the island, plus the map.
Oh, so there wasn't a animal and danger stuff? I thought I heard that.
The animal is I thought it was like animal and plants of the island, and then animal and dangers of the ocean around it.
Oh, okay.
So basically, a book of all the living things on the island and the living things around the island. As for you, Mystic Shiro plus Timber, the food carts that are currently...
No, Timber is in the room on top of Rosalia.
Oh, that's confusing because you, with the emote, you said Timber was the one that got distracted.
You had the wrong one selected.
Okay, then Mystic Shiro. Or maybe I'll call you Shiro, because then it would make it easier.
Shiro buff.
There are a few carts that are currently still open. Most of them are selling some kind of sweet treats. There is whipped cream. There are some fruits covered in unique glazes and herbs which have a sweet aroma to them. There's a few stands that are selling spicy looking meat. The smell just makes your mouth salivate. It just hits you like a train.
He's going for the meat.
It is being roasted on like braziers, almost in like a showmanship way. They are on rods sticking up in a beautiful display and then drizzled with this glaze. And then the sticks would be taken out one by one when people buy them.
You're having a lot of fun with this, aren't you?
Shush.
So Shiro's going to jump up onto the counter of the cart. I want one of those! Of course, into their heads.
The person is going to succeed a flat check to not be super startled, and we'll kind of look around.
Show it, guys. Good night.
Sleep well. They notice you on the counter, and they nod. All right, little guy, here you go. And this person grabs one of the sticks and holds it out to you so you can grab it.
Thank you! He grabs it in his mouth and turns to hop off.
All right, so that is going to be a silver piece. Little guy, do you have that with you?
Oh, yeah. And he will make a silver piece drop onto the counter. Because our stuff is kept in a bag of holding that we basically just will for stuff to pop out. So it kind of just appeared out of nowhere.
The person picks up the silver and bites into it to make sure it's real, as I assume you scamper away.
Yep, going back to the inn with my prize.
By the time you get back, everyone is asleep, and, well, except for Shiro, who is currently reading his stories.
Yep.
And the meat is very succulent. It is medium rare. There's still a bit of moisture to it, and the glaze is a kind of sweet and spicy taste to it.
He's gonna bring it over to Shiro and offer some. You want some?
I smell it, and it smells really, really good. It's like, if you don't mind.
He lays down the stick and starts pulling off pieces from one end.
I start pulling off pieces from the other end. I also put the books aside so it doesn't get, meat juice on it.
Seven pieces down to 5, 5 down to 3, 3 down to 1. There's a single piece left for the two martens.
I push it over to Shiro.
Shiro accepts. I mean, he paid for it.
Yeah.
Just the image in my head. That's why I'm laughing.
I also offer Shiro if he wants to read about politics. It's something that didn't really interest me.
What is politics?
I have no clue.
Shiro's gonna glance through a few pages and then just kind of sit back and be like, it seems like a bunch of people that just lie about stuff.
So there's some of that. This one is actually not as bad. The few pages you skimmed through, some of it went into heavy detail, but the basics you got is that the people who run this town, it's a collective of the Tabaxi who were the original like descendants of the original tribe, and they kind of run it in a voting based system, but that's kind of all you got. There was a bunch more detail that you skimmed through that just bored you.
I think I'm currently reading the... Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Shiro's going to lean in and nibble at one of the pages.
It tastes like dust and old age.
Ugh! This isn't even good for eating!
I kind of ignore that statement as I have reburied my muzzle in the book about animals and plant life on the island.
There's a lot of exotic animals on the island, not so much plant life, maybe one or two. Most of it is kind of common tropical stuff. Even if your character doesn't know it, I assume you would know most of the tropical animals. Some of the more unique ones that might have caught your eye is there is a plant on the island that apparently lures people in with a heart-shaped fruit that is when you grab it, the plant actually, like, you get stuck to it and the plant pulls you in and will like digest you over time. It's small though. It's for like animals, not humans. It does specify that size. There are some animals that they look similar to armadillos, but they have spikes to them and seem to be electrified. Things like that.
I point out the part with the heart-shaped fruit to Shiro, make sure you don't go and touch this if you see this.
If we be adventurers, let us adventure.
Well, the one Martin believes that if you consume the book, you consume knowledge if you allow that for yourself. Zim.
I mean, Shiro's also got an intelligence of 19. I'm gonna make a roll to see. Okay, he believes it. But, on the flip side, this book has nothing but boring stuff and he doesn't think he wants to know any of it anyways.
But he can feed the book to someone like Timber when they wake up.
Well, I mean, if Shiro's
Good
not
idea.
interested in the politics book I gave him to read, I'll just take it back and stick it back in my pack. By the way, how heavy are these books?
I would say they're altogether maybe about a pound.
Okay. I have plans. So I'm guessing that's all for the night, so once I finish reading through part of the book. I don't know how long it is. And then I'll take a rest. Just throw myself on top of the pile.
It's a long book if you go into details about every single creature, but if you just kind of look at the basic sketches and get the name and the gist of it, it doesn't take too long. Maybe about 2 hours before you sleep.
Yeah, just a basic gist.
Yeah, and with that, the night passes, and everyone who was not supposed to be Martin is now back to their original forms, except for Quizen, who slept in their own bed, and when you wake up, they're still asleep, curled up on their pillow, a small, fluffy Martin.
Oh boy.
This was redeemed a while ago, but we weren't focused on Quizen, which is why I didn't mention it till now.
Oh boy. This is me saying this in my head.
It's a beautiful morning, and you can already hear the busy mumbles and droning sounds of people out and about buying goods, the bells and jingles of horses and donkeys and carts going about as the city is full of life yet again.
Alright, I take it that this session's going to end with everybody in bed then?
Well, with everyone woken up, I guess.
We normally go 3 to 4 hours. I don't mind doing about another 40 minutes if we want to do small things. It's up to the rest of you guys.
There's nothing left for my character to do, and I was actually hoping to hop out of the stream right about now, actually.
It does feel like a good point to stop the stream or end it because, well, we just got changed back into our normal forms. We're ready to tackle another day.
I would say that this would be a good point to end.
Alright, next session. Ships, crews, and the life of the city of merchants.
Maybe I should have read that love story instead, but oh well.
Did everyone have fun?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed the trauma.
I enjoyed the chaos.
Both literally and figuratively in your case.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there may or may not be a reason why my alignment's chaotic neutral.
And don't worry, Jaffer. One day I will have 3-session-long boss fights and make you proud.
How about no?
Was that oh wait, never mind. That was just a 1-session double boss.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. I will be back in, not tonight, tomorrow with more streaming. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Please consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, and I am trying to stream full-time now, but I cannot do so without your support, so please consider becoming a patron. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
I'm glad you all came. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you, and see you again next stream.
Good night, Kiro. Good night, Wolfab. Good night, Odd Socks, Jaffer, Kino, Toshime. I'll see you all tomorrow.
I will be Martens!
Nighty-night all.
They already were Martens. They just got better.
Unless you do what we did with the
Turn me
boss
into a
and
newt.
have Martin's 2 Electric Bungalow.
Good night, Turlix.
It was all a dream.